How much money do you earn? Are you married? Or when are you getting married? What is your weight? And in India, some of them also ask, what is your caste? See, sometimes people will ask you intrusive questions which you are not comfortable answering. And in that 1 second of them asking these questions, sometimes you will freeze. Not because you don't know the answer, but because you don't know what to say or how to deny answering without losing your calm. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to answer these intrusive questions, the ones which come from strangers, sometimes from your relatives, and sometimes from your office mates. And even the ones people leave under videos on internet without being rude, without over explaining, and without handing over more of yourself than you wanted to. See, when I was serving in the army as a legal officer, I sat through court martials where lawyers would ask the same question 5 different ways, hoping the witness would eventually say more than they are meant to. And what I noticed is that the witnesses who lost control were not the ones who lied, they were the ones who over answered. They filled the silence with explanations. And sometimes in that explanation, they gave the other side something to use. Or sometimes the witness got angry with those questions and lost their emotional control and got triggered and said things which could be used against them. But in a courtroom, you still have a shield. Nobody can force you to elaborate. You can answer in one line and then just stop. But real life doesn't hand you that shield. When it's a relative at a family function, or an office mate at lunch, or a stranger commenting under your video, just saying that I would rather not answer, can feel almost impossible or rude. But the principle still applies. You are never obligated to match the depth of a question with the depth of your answer. That's the entire skill we'll be building today. So, before I give you the responses, I want to say something that might surprise you. Because I get constantly asked about my family, whether I'm married, how many kids I have, about my past. And for a long time, my instinct was to just ignore these questions and just move on, or just to come back with a reply. But I've realized that most of these questions are not coming from a bad place. I remember a woman once asking me that, ma'am, how do you manage your businesses, your work, and your two kids all at once? Now, that's technically a personal question asking about my routine, but it was not nosiness. It was a woman looking for a strategy, probably, or looking for a permission that it is possible to do that. So, the first shift is this: separate the question from the intention. Because some people ask because they're curious, some because they want motivation, and yes, some because they are simply being nosy. You don't need to know which one it is before you respond necessarily, but the responses framework I'm going to give you will work regardless of the intention because it protects you either way. Before any technique, there's one step that comes before all of them, and it's the one which most people skip. That is, take a pause. Do not answer instantly. Do not get defensive. Do not let your face react before your mind has caught up. The second someone asks something intrusive, stop for a beat and ask yourself, what do I actually want to do with this right now? That 1 second pause is what gives you the choice. Without it, you will just react, and reactions is what hands away your power, not the question itself. So, here are the 6 things you can do once you have taken that pause. Number one strategy is the redirect. Answer with a fact free version, then move the spotlight back to them by redirecting a question to the one who has asked the question. Sometimes the person asking the question has a real reason, like they're curious, they want advice, or they are just taking notes, but sometimes there is no reason at all. They are not looking for just the information, they just want to keep their eyes on you. Either way, the redirect works because you hand the spotlight back to them instead of handing over more of yourself. If they had a genuine reason, they will usually take that opening and they will start talking about themselves. But if they didn't, the question will quietly die right there because there was never anything they actually wanted to say. So let's say if they ask you, how much do you earn? You can say, enough to be comfortable. But what made you ask? Are you exploring something similar? Or let's say they ask, why are you not married yet? You can say that just this hasn't been my priority yet. What about you? How did you know that it was the right time for you? If they ask, how much do you weigh? You can say that I feel good in my body right now. Why are you asking this? Are you working on your health? If they ask you, why did you leave your job? You can just say that it just ran its course for me. Are you thinking of making a similar move? If they ask you, are you seeing someone? You can say that that's my quiet corner for now. What made you curious? Anything going on with you? Now, this works because most people asking intrusive questions actually want to talk about themselves. Give them the opening and watch how quickly the conversation moves on. Number two, the warm, vague answer. So you answer, but in a range, not a number. So this satisfies the curiosity without handing over data. So let's say if someone is asking, how much do you weigh? You can say that I'm at a healthy, comfortable weight for me. If they're asking what's your salary, you can say that it's grown a lot since I started and I'm not complaining. So no lie, no number, no discomfort, just enough to close the tab. Why this works? Because the other person walks away feeling answered, not shut down, but they leave with zero data they can use, compare, or gossip about later. Number three, the strategy share. When you sense the question is coming from genuine curiosity, like the woman asking me about managing two kids and two businesses, this is where you can choose to open up briefly. So, how I answered it, I said that it's not a balance, it's a rotation. Some weeks the businesses get 80% of me, some weeks my kids do. I stopped trying to split it evenly. But you're not obligated to even do this. But when the intent is clearly motivational, a short, honest answer can build real connection as long as you decide that, not because you feel cornered into it. Why this works? Because it turns an intrusive sounding question into an exchange you control the depth of. In such cases, you are the one deciding how much to open the door, not them. Number four, the calm boundary statement. So, for the moments when you simply don't want to engage, no redirect, no vague answer, just a clean stop. That's something I keep private, but I appreciate you asking. I would rather not go into it. That's it. Say it once calmly and do not justify it further. The over explaining is what invites the follow up question. A boundary stated with a smile and zero anxiety is very hard to push against. Number five, the humor deflect. For strangers, comment sections, or lighter settings, humor lets you close the door without any tension. So let's say if they ask, how many kids do you have? You can say, enough to make my coffee cool every single morning. If they ask, what was your past like? You can just simply say that, eventful enough for its own show, maybe one day. Humor works because it signals confidence, not evasiveness. People rarely push further after a good laugh. Number six, the present tense reframe. Some questions are not really asking for information. They are just trying to pull you backwards into a version of you that no longer exists. Like this one calls for a different kind of answer, not a redirect, not a boundary, but a quiet statement of where you stand now. So recently, a stranger commented on one of my videos asking me, do you miss your old self, the one from the village? I didn't even understand at first why someone would be curious about that or how it was relevant to either of our lives. My answer was simple. I live in my present, not in my past. Whatever happened is my past, my present is my truth, and I'm happy with who I am right now. I don't want to live backward and even think about it. That's the reframe. You're not obligated to relive or justify your past for someone else's curiosity. You just state plainly that you have moved on, and that closes the loop without any defensiveness at all. So the rule is whatever response you choose, stop there. Don't chase your own answer with three more sentences trying to make the other person comfortable with your boundary. The discomfort in that silence is not yours to fix. Not every question deserves your full answer. Not every curious person is your enemy. And not every boundary needs an explanation attached to it. So the next time someone asks you something that makes you pause, actually, then take a pause. Then redirect it, soften it, share it on your own terms, close the door, or remind them that you live in your present. All of these are power moves. None of them are rude at any point. And do this with a smile. If this helped you, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. This channel is Speak with Power, where we talk about communication, confidence, and building up a strong presence via which you can live with power and eventually speak with power. I'll see you in the next video. This is Captain Ritu Kumar Singh signing off. Jai Hind. Namaste.